And they're in front of us. They're Brian Williams, they're Katie Couric, they're Matt Lauers. They're the people that used to write things about the president, the principal, excuse me. It's high school. Nothing has changed. They're tame little reporters saying what the principal wants them to say. They get away with murder, literally. And by the way, talking about murder, I'm sick of hearing these lefties talk about, oh, these Tea Party people are crazy. Boy, if they got into power, oh yeah, they'd be sending predator drones into Pakistan and killing innocent people. Oh yeah, they'd be escalating the war in Afghanistan. Oh yeah, they'd be putting huge military bases in Iraq. They're worried about the Tea Party.
They'd be continuing torture. They would be introducing legislation to secretly arrest citizens. Oh, that's the Democrats.
Oh, yeah, right. I thought it was the Tea Party people.
Well, Gerald, specifically, because you've said that and you've been saying this for the last year, that you see the total depression collapse, or the media admitting we're in a depression by the end of 2010. How do you see that unrolling, and in which direction do you see a new international order emerging?
The direction of the new international order emerging, it has to get to a catastrophic level. And that's what we fear about war. And the depression is unfolding in front of us now. What were today's unemployment numbers? Oh, they increased. Gee, son of a gun. Oh, those factory orders? You know, they were worse than, quote, expected. Expected by whom? Oh, how about those new home sales that collapsed? It's in front of us. It's going, all the data is adding up to a crash. We believe it's going to be a currency crash. That's our best estimate in thinking about this at the point. It's going to be a currency crash that's going to collapse the markets.
Break that down, because you've talked about how all major currencies are doomed. You, Ron Paul, countless other economists and researchers have stated that this fractional reserve banking system is designed to consolidate power in the Ponzi scheme operators' hands, and we're now reaching that global meltdown, and the UN says that all major currencies are going to fail, but again, their answer is a world government backed up by carbon taxes. How do you see that unfolding?
What we see first is it collapsing in Europe. They can't sustain it. If you think our banks are in bad shape, theirs are in even worse. And I'm sick of hearing this is an American-grown problem with our subprime mortgages. It's much bigger than that. You go to Spain, Ireland, you go around, they overbuilt these areas just like they did in Florida and Las Vegas. They have their own stuff. And so we're looking at the central banks in Europe are doing exactly what they said they weren't going to do. They're buying up all the bad paper. It's going to run out. We believe the collapse is going to happen in Europe. Oh, and here's what's going to happen before then. We're going to start seeing more and more terrorism. And what you saw happen in Toronto, they know what's going on. That was a test. What did they spend at the G20 meeting to protect the, quote, leaders? What leaders? A leader doesn't have fear to walk by themselves. They don't have to spend $1 billion to protect them. That was the people are uprising around the world. So that's what we're looking at. Simultaneous issues, terrorism, uprisings by the populations, a currency crisis, and equity markets collapsing at the same time. And you know what, Alex? The BP disaster, unfortunately, looks as though it's going to be the Dust Bowl of the 21st century.
Gerald Celente, I was just going to have you for 1 second because I know you're busy today, but can you come back with a little 5-minute segment and give us your breakdown on where the oil spill's going?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Thank you. Gerald Celente is our guest. We'll give you his website on the other side and tell you how to subscribe to his must-read Trends Journal. If you're a business owner, or you're a mother, a father, if you're in government, if you're in law enforcement, everyone should read the Trends Journal. I know I do. Gerald Celente is the real deal, and we're honored to have him. Stay with us. this global corporate crime syndicate that's overthrowing every nation on earth is to create a crisis and offer their solution. That's why it's so important to get the film Fall of the Republic, because it details who these people are, what they've done, how they're going to abolish the world currencies or devalue them, and then have this new SDR. I made this film 6 months ago, Fall of the Republic. I made the Obama Deception 14 months ago. These films are evergreen. They're more pertinent today than they ever were. Get them on DVD at Infowars.com. Now, going back to Gerald Celente of the Trends Research Institute. Gerald, I want you to get into the oil spill and where you see that going, and you're comparing it to the Dust Bowl. I think that's an excellent parallel. But first, tell us about the Trends Research Institute, the website, trendsresearch.com, and how people can subscribe to it.
Well, our Trends Journal is a quarterly. We're coming out with the summer edition in just a few weeks. And we have a discount request page as well, because we know people are having a difficult time. So we try to make it available to everyone. And in this upcoming Trends Journal, there'll be a white paper done by Dr. Robert Schoch, the distinguished geologist who's renowned for his work, along with my colleague and executive editor of the Trends Journal, John Anthony West, who's proven geologically that the weathering at the base of the Sphinx is 10,000 years older than currently dated, which means that it predates the Sahara Desert and that we weren't hunters and gatherers when they built this. Well, Dr. Schoch has done a white paper on the oil disaster. And the short of it is that this is not a leaking pipe. This is a fracture. And the damage is going to be far greater than what they're telling us it's going to be. So there's going to be a lot more of that in this paper. So we see this as a disaster that, it can be those kind of things that just keep adding up. If we have, hey, how about building some more nuclear power plants, that Obama's alternative energy plan? Yeah, a couple of more Chernobyls, a couple of more big oil leaks. Oh, let's start a real good war. Shoot off a couple of nukes, and maybe the mystery of the Sphinx won't be a mystery anymore. Civilizations may wipe themselves out because we have the imbeciles in control now that are leading us down that path.
Gerald Celente, what's going to happen to Obama? He now has the lowest approval rating ever. He's topped even his previous record. They know that they have destroyed themselves politically. Every incumbent, whether they be Republican or Democrat, has been losing in the primaries. This is a political realignment that you predicted 4 years ago. Where do you see that going?
A new third party. We're calling it progressive libertarian at this point. Progressive in terms of environmental issues, the things the advertisers you have on your show about foods and heirloom seeds, etc. Environmental progressive in terms of education, not the stupid system we have now. And libertarian in the Ron Paul, Pat Buchanan field of not becoming involved in foreign entanglements, having sleazeballs like Spitzer, the governor of New York, putting laws into place, breaking Johns for going out with prostitutes as he's paying for high-paid ones down in Washington, D.C. Libertarian in a sense as of that, in government getting out of your business. So that's what we see happening. If that party is stopped by the control of the two-headed one-party system, who are the Democrats or Republicans going to put up? So Obama runs. Who are the Republicans going to put up? Hey, how about John McCain again? Or Bonner? Or Shelby? Or Mickey Mouse?
Mitt Romney. And the fainter Petraeus. Gerald Celente, we'll talk to you again later in the month for a full-hour interview. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Trendsresearch.com. Our website's Infowars.com. God bless you. I wish you weren't right, but it's better to know what's going on than to be ignorant in the dark. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
There goes Gerald Celente. We'll be back in 70 seconds with the second hour.